Alright, so we're inside the F-150 plug in here. Alright, so we're inside the 2018 F-150 SXT, I believe it's called, with a 3.5 liter EcoBoost. And as you can see, the interior is pretty basic. Doesn't really have any crazy amenities, but it is a work truck after all. So you're really not going to need that, and it's just going to cause you extra issues down the road if you have all this extra equipment that they come with. So I think this is a good call, getting a truck that's real basic like this. It just makes it a nice, reliable source of transportation. As you can see, there's plenty of room inside the vehicle. Really comfortable seating position. You can see out everywhere really well in the thing. Big mirrors. And it's just an overall nice truck. It feels very comfortable when I'm sitting in it, and got a bug flying around here. I'm sorry for that. So let's go ahead and take the thing out on the road and see how this thing handles. This review is going to be a pretty basic review, just giving you my thoughts on the vehicle. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this vehicle up. As you can see, it's got one of these flip up keys. It doesn't have the keyless remote or whatever, but I actually kind of like keys. It makes things a little simpler. It makes it easier to keep track of where you put this thing, so you don't lose it in between the seats or anything like that. And this car does have, like I said, it has a 3.5 liter EcoBoost, which has around 375 horsepower and 470 foot-pounds of torque, which is quite a lot for a 3.5 liter engine. And as you can tell, it is a V6. So I actually never drove a 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine vehicle before, so this should be very interesting. Alright, so we're going to head off in the 2018 Ford F-150 EcoBoost. See how it is. Backup camera is so useful on a truck, but it's also got really good side mirrors. I don't really have much of a problem driving this thing around. As of yet, it seems to be pretty easy to maneuver. Where's this guy going? Go on, buddy. Go on, you can make it there. So now that we're on the road with the F-150 EcoBoost, the vehicle does come equipped with a 10-speed automatic transmission, which I have driven a similar version of in the Honda Accord, 2018 Honda Accord 2-liter turbo with the 10-speed. So it should be similar to that. Kind of interested to see what this thing feels like on the road. Old speedster Porsche, nice. One thing I do notice is this truck, you do sit up quite high in it, which is good and bad. I usually like sitting lower in cars, but the advantage to this, as was my old Shelby Mustang, was you can see everything very easily from up here, and it's really nice. So it's really good if you're navigating construction site or off-road or even in town or something like that. So far it's got a very soft ride. Very soft ride for a truck. So basically, in this road drive portion, I'm just going to give you guys an idea of what I think of the truck, how it drives. If there's anything I would change about it, I'm not here to give you guys like just false information or anything like that. I'm just here to kind of tell you what I think of the vehicle, if it's nice or not, if I would buy one. Keep in mind, like, I used to work in construction, so I would drive trucks around, and as far as used for construction, you usually want something with an 8-foot bed. I believe this one's a 6-foot, so this is more of a kind of daily driver type thing, not really a work truck, but it is a work truck in a way, because the owner does use it for his work and construction. So I'm going to take this up into the highway and see how it does, and then we'll play around with the manual shifts a little bit too after I get it on the highway. I just want to see what it's like normal cruising onto the highway here. Got good pickup for sure. Definitely good pickup under the highway. No complaints about the power at all, obviously, with that kind of power. What did I say, it was 370 around that horsepower, and 370 pounds or 470 pounds of torque. That's a lot of torque. A lot of torque. And it's got a really nice drive on the highway. You don't feel any rumbling or anything like that. It feels like you're able to control the vehicle. And it's got the little shifter on the shift stalk here, which is kind of nice, and it tells you, there's a little readout of what gear you're actually in, and it seems like it holds the gear that you're in, so that's really nice as well. I always hated it when I put it in manual mode and it'll go ahead and just change the gear on me to upshift because you're calling for more. Better off going up here. Yeah, it's got really good pickup for a 3-liter truck. And you can hear the turbo. A little blow off. It's really nice. I like it. It's fun. So I just want to turn around here somewhere. We'll do that again on the opposite way, and then the road test will be over. I'm not here to test the handling of the truck, really. It's a truck. It'll get around corners, just not as well as like a sports car or something like that, obviously. Turn around in here. Shifting's a little clunky, to say at the least. It's a little clunky. It'll just take a little getting used to if you're getting the truck. Not like you're constantly shifting with the thing. Okay. There we go here. Steering returns to center like it should. It feels perfectly natural. I know some vehicles that I've test drove, like that the Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, the steering always feels a little hesitant to return to center on the car. This doesn't feel like that at all. It feels like it's weighted real well and balanced correctly. I don't get that feeling at all when I'm returning the steering wheel back to center, which is nice. It's kind of annoying to have a vehicle like that. And this car does have manual climate control. That's what happens when you get a lower end model. Higher end models like the King Ranch and all that have an automatic climate control system, which is, you know, it's nice to have, but you really don't need it. It's just something else that'll break easier. And it keeps, if you buy something like this, it keeps the cost from going way up and everything, which is always nice. You get a nice quick truck. It's reliable for not a whole lot of money. I believe the owner of this truck was able to get it for $350 a month leased, and it does have the auto stop start feature, which there's a button up here to turn that off, which I always do. I never like that feature. It's just to save gas. But he got this vehicle for $350 a month with no down payment, so that's actually a pretty good deal for a lease. I know if I was to lease my Honda Accord, it would have been like 2 something. But for a big truck like this, that's a good deal. Go around this corner a little quick up here and see how it handles. Just to see on ramps and everything like that. Everybody's a little concerned about that when they buy a vehicle. Yeah, this thing seems to handle just fine for a truck. And it kicks down really quickly when you call for it. So that 10 speed's definitely a really good transmission. Right up to highway speed. Yeah, so overall thoughts on the F-150. 2018 F-150 3.5 liter EcoBoost with 10-speed transmission, SXT model. This truck's very nice for what you're paying for. Has a lot of power and would be a really good daily driver, to be honest with you. Even if you weren't going to use it as a work truck, this would be a really good daily driver. It's got plenty of power, all-wheel drive, and it's just an overall really smooth truck. Like, I wouldn't have a problem driving this thing around every day for hours on end, because it's just a really smooth truck, and honestly, I'm pretty impressed with it. The power is great, the transmission's awesome, their overall interior design is nice, and looking out the vehicle, it's very easy to see where you are, what's around you. So I give this car like good ratings as far as what it is. It's really nice, and I'm overall really impressed with it. So if you guys like the content, please hit that like button and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments about the video, please leave that in the comment section. All right, so everybody have a great day, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Thank you.